We are back for what we hope is the final installment on the Morris Minor Traveller. As you can see, the rear doors are on. The frame's now locked in with the cross pieces. So progress has been made and it's starting to look more and more like a finished car. Now, we weren't here to see the doors go in. What sort of a job was that in the end? Because I remember when we trial fitted, trying to get the gaps all even was a bit of a problem.
There was quite a difference between doing a mock-up assembly and doing the final assembly with it tightened down against the body.
Yeah.
You know, there's a certain amount of flex in the body, and we found as we were trying to put the bolts in the bottom at the end of the last episode that, hang on a minute, these things aren't quite sitting as square as they were when we did the trial fit. It took a bit of pulling and twisting, putting some pressure on the frame by cross bracing to get it square across, and then tightening it up in the right order incrementally so it kind of held its shape then. The rear doors then needed a little bit of fettling on the edges. A friend of mine, Stephen Owen, is a carpenter, came and helped with all of his magical carpentry tools. We put fillets in between the doors and clamped them together to make one solid door, and then we could judge the gaps around, have planed where necessary just to get the right radius. He had something called a compass planer, which is a plane with a flexible base. So you can adjust the arc of the planer to
there are curves all around.
Everything's a curve. The only straight lines are the bottom and the center, which didn't need any adjustment. It was all in the curve. So you can adjust the radius to be bang on what you're trying to plane, and it will plane evenly, which is why we've got nice radius then. And then drilling the hinges is a nerve-wracking thing.
I was going to say, because if you come in for a closer look,
the upper one would probably be better, but
there is no adjustment on the hinge.
No, and if you look from behind, you can see that the head of the bolt is in the recess of the window channel, and even trying to get it as straight as possible from the outside, you've sometimes got to take a touch off of the head and things like that to try and square it off, and it's not simple, and you get one shot. It's beautiful, lovely, fresh wood, and
you don't keep drilling holes in it.
No, and because it's a ball and socket, you know, as you say, there's no fine adjustments. The holes in the hinges are slightly larger, so there's a little bit of wiggle, but a lot of time was spent, you know, with a file, and you know, surprising. You know, it's probably, I think, to get the frame square secured down and just do the doors probably was about 2 days.
Blimey.
Just for getting it nice and square and straight and getting the shut lines. So
cool. And something else that has changed from last time, we've now got the inner wings attached.
Yes, that was all done before the final fit of the rear doors. The doors came on and off probably 10 times during the fitting process. And once we got the frame square and we were happy that the frame was square, all those screws were done up. All the fixings along the bottom, up the pillars, they are all tight and finished. Because as you tighten, it all changes again.
Yes.
So you want the frame square and tight, and then the devil's in the detail of the doors.
Super. Yeah, we are missing some of the hardware. Some of the hardware doesn't seem to be with the car. So there are a few bits missing, like there should be a striker plate on the back of that door for this lock mechanism, and something down the bottom here as well.
Yes, again, there's a striker plate down the bottom, and the receiver cups I've already bought and fitted because they're easier to fit when the panels, when the wood is off. So yes, things have been lost in the car's history, and you know, we're now going to put it back correct.
Okay.
Right. So we've put a bit of edge primer on the bare aluminium, just so there's something underneath the gutter when we put it on. Although the gutter is aluminium as well, so it shouldn't corrode together. Just an extra layer of protection there. So I'll lift it up.
Oh, I'm through. Right, making pilot holes. I'm not scared at all. How deep do we want to go?
Oh, not far. 10 mil.
Here we go then. First nail. All the way in.
We'll do it sort of with just attached, sticking out, just in case we aren't happy with it.
So we can get it back out. At this stage, we definitely should give a shout out to this excellent book by Ray Newell, The Morris Minor Traveller, The Complete Companion. It's got some fascinating history about the development of the Morris Minor Traveller over the years, period, advertising, things like that. But most importantly, it has a section devoted to fitting the frame. So obviously a very, very handy reference. So a very interesting book all round. So there you go, look for that one. An awful lot of hammering has taken place, most of which we decided to spare your ears. The roof is now firmly attached, and here comes the next challenge.
Which is famously known as the most difficult part. There's an aluminium gutter that you've got to nail on around the edge, cut the drip rail and then feed it all the way, and they meet in the middle.
So we have to get around this corner.
Yeah.
So
See
this
the end of it, you've got the actual gutter profile on the bottom, and then there's the top piece. You nail through the centre with a punch, and then fold this top section over, which covers the heads of the nails.
Aha.
We're nailed in all the way, nice and straight all the way along the edge. We've now got to get it around this very tricky corner.
The fun bit.
The fun bit, because it kind of goes down and around and then up in a curve. So you've got to cut a little bit out the bottom of the gutter, and that allows it to bend around. And as we bend it around the corner, then there'll be lots of little nails just to hold it in position.
That's the chopped section. Ready for the scary bit. Bending it round the corner.
You've got to bend it down in that direction because the roof is an angle like that. So to get it to follow. Okay. Stop there, put another nail in this.
There we go. Good job, aluminium's bendy. Well, we managed to get around the corner, and now Tim's got the almost as tricky job of trying to follow the profile of this piece of wood here. So it's coming along. Need quite a few nails to hold it in around the corner, because you effectively sort of move from one nail to the next, trying to work your way around. So now they're spreading out a bit more, and we're getting ever closer. We're about a week further down the road. We've been busy fitting an engine to a Daihatsu Charade, but Tim has been very busy here. When we were here last, the gutter trim was just on to the halfway point, and now it's beautifully fitted, it's beautifully moulded around that corner, which must have taken some time to get that absolutely bob on.
Yes, it does. It's quite a bit of carefully, but because it's aluminium, you get to go one way with it once. So, you know, it's getting the technique right for bending it, and also because the roof comes down at this angle, getting it to tuck up against the roof line.
Yeah, it's all sorts of angles going on.
There's loads of angles when you start looking at it closely, and then getting the two halves to join together nicely.
Yeah, I was going to say that is very nice. You cannot see the join where the two meet. And then this, what looks like a beading, is that top part of the section then hammered down.
Yes, the nails are hidden by the top half that you gently tap down. Then painted the roof, done all the lights and wiring at the back, bumpers on.
Yeah, it's starting to look finished.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I've got the passenger side windows all in with the guttering and all of that.
New felt down there. That looks lovely.
Yeah, I had to. It was a bit of searching around to find some with a chrome edge like the original. A lot of the Morris Minor supplies only had the double felt, which is what the rest of it is, but the little line of chrome really sets it off. So it was worth
it really does bring it out.
Yeah. I've also done under sealing. It's all done underneath. All the joins are sealed between the arch and the body. And there's all fresh under seal under there. It's looking really smart.
Yeah, got the bumpers on, number plate mounted again. Still got the badge to go on, and the interior is not there yet. But we're now going to show you what's involved with getting these side windows in, because the other side hasn't been done yet.
Basically, the kit comes in lots of oversized lengths of channel. So that's the double felt.
Okay.
Which is the rest of it. You have there's basically two separate sliding windows. So you do the outer one first by putting it in at the top, and then you push the glass up into that with the bottom one attached and slide the bottom edge in. There's quite a bit of preparation you've got to do before you put it in. You actually drill drain holes through the center of it.
Yeah, we saw those in the frame.
There's some in the frame, but also you drill it through the seal, because this is sealed underneath to stop water sitting in the channel. You also drill drain holes in this so it can drain out of the U, into the channel and out the car. So there's that to do on the bottom ones. I've already cleaned the glass up, so that's ready to go in.
Okay.
It's just a case of measuring.
And if you quickly come in with the camera, you can see that the final finisher is this piece of wood here.
Yeah, that's the inner capping then that holds everything, with the little receivers for the locks that go down to hold it in the closed position. That's the original one that I've sanded and repainted in the same stuff as used for the frame. The one on this side, because the waist rail was so badly rotten, it had completely destroyed that capping as well. So I've got a new one of those that I've also prepared. Also, something worth doing is putting a bit more of the soft dum-dum sealer into the joins of the wood frame to stop any water from running down and starting to rot the pillar from the inside, because water will sit in these channels. So at both ends, a bit of sealant just to end the channels. And also when you put the inner capping on, you run some down the inside to seal that capping against that to stop the water also coming down inside the car.
Good plan.
Same thing with the chrome edged one. Measure it and then cut it to the size you want.
Incidentally, something that has changed since we were last here, the frog eye has lost its bonnet. It has gone to our friends over at Whiteland Restorations. So
yes, he's got some metal forming equipment like English wheels and things like that to repair some of the racing damage. It had
the go faster holes.
Yes, it had louvres, holes and stuff like that. So he's going to fill them in as to standard, but he's just got more metal shaping equipment than I do. So this sort of is a project that stalled a little bit. There was someone that was commissioning me to build it for them to their specification, but he's pulled the plug now. So if anyone out there is interested in commissioning and designing their own frog eye,
there's an awful lot you can do with them. Standard A series power plant, so plenty of upgrade options if you want one that's a little quicker, but they're so joyous to drive. So
exactly.
So if you do buy it, please let me drive it.
If you take that channel, or hold the glass even, whichever you want to do.
Take the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then don't trap your fingers, seems to be the most difficult bit here.
Yeah. There we go. Right then, if you just hold that, stop that falling inwards. Some more screws.
Sequence may be shortened in final edit.
Gotta get it in the top first.
Okay.
There we go.
Reassuring noises.
Yeah. Probably if you slide it. Okay. Well, if you've got it. Then we do just a screw in either end, just to hold it in position. Just going to offer it up at first before we actually fit it properly with the sealant. It seems quite low, this. So the story of doing this job is put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off. Okay, so we've got enough of a rebate there for that. It comes up enough to clear it. Yep. Okay, So I'll pop a little bit of Seconds wood treatment on the bit that I've chiseled, and then we'll screw it in and we're done.
Job's a good one.
So we've got the same sealer stuff as well that was used on the panels to go around the edge where to make sure that no water comes in from that piece. Sorry, from the U-channel that holds all the guttering. So that capping that we're putting on there now acts as the inside face. So as you screw it down, this sealer then makes sure that the water doesn't run down then inside the car. So we're making sure that the window, because the catch only goes so high, it's a bit of a job getting it low enough that the catch doesn't drag on the plate. Well, okay. I think we're good there, aren't we? Mm-hmm. Okay, because it's hardwood, you've got to drill pilot holes.
Yes, you've already got the countersunk.
Yeah,
positions.
it comes with the countersunk positions in it already, but because the wood's so hard, even with hardened screws, you can break them. What's left now is headlining.
Mm-hmm. And we've got a new
Stick
one
the
of those
carpets
to go
out.
in.
Yeah, new headlining because the old one was pretty torn up.
Mm-hmm.
There are there's another capping here and a capping here, but that's literally a couple of screws from the original, which was in good condition. Mm-hmm. Door cards, carpets, seats.
Excellent. So we're back. It's the finale. It's all finished. So this is the first time we've seen the car outside, and it's yeah, really nice to actually see it. Now we can see the full contrast of this beautiful new wood against the almond green paintwork. So if we bring Tim in, we can discuss what's happened since we were last here, because we were fitting the side windows last time.
Yep, that's it. Mostly it's been interior reassembly.
Okay.
If we go in and have a look, we've got new headlining there.
Oh yeah, and all the seals on the doors as well.
All the seals, yeah. New boot flooring's gone in because the old one, if you remember, way back in episode 1 was pretty ropey.
Yeah.
I've recovered the rear beam on the back of the seat with some more vinyl because the other one was tatty as well. And there's just been a lot of bracketry and painting door stays and that type of thing. Seats I've had to clean up as of the front door cards have restored fairly well. The front edge isn't perfect, but it's pretty well hidden. So we're happy with that. Seat belts, and yeah, final kind of fettling and finish and things like that. Super.
So yeah, it's been an awful lot of work, and it's certainly kept you busy.
It's been very busy. I've been a little on and off, you know, because there's other customers' stuff as well. But it's been a good 2 months worth of work. You know, there was an extra week hidden in the floor pan repair that was not quite expected with the amount of welding at the back. But it's come together nicely, and it's shined, and the paintwork in the gutter has come out nice at the top.
Yeah, it's looking absolutely splendid. And we'll have a further look around this vehicle in an upcoming video where we're actually going to take it for a drive. But yeah, well done. It's looking absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's come up with a nice result, and the you know, as you say, the wood colour comparison really sets off the green. Yeah. And customers happy. So on to the next project. Yeah, after all that work, it felt like a long journey, but yeah, absolutely splendid. Well, thank you very much for letting us come down and film this process. It's been a fascinating thing to watch. I've never seen one of these come apart before. So yeah, to watch and even help out with some of it has been amazing. Don't forget, you can head to Cambrian Classics on their website, and there's the email address as well. CambrianClassics.co.uk. That's correct. That's the website, yeah. You can see some of the other work Tim's done, but yeah, it's been a fascinating thing to be involved with. So watch out for that future video where we take it for a drive, and otherwise we'll see you in a future video. Farewell. Cheers, bye.